Internal Revenue Service IRS tax news. Tips to help taxpayers avoid post-disaster scams. IRS Tax Tip 2020-142, October 26, 2020. The IRS reminds taxpayers that criminals and scammers often try to take advantage of generous taxpayers who want to help disaster victims. Everyone should be vigilant. These scams often pop up after hurricanes, wildfire, or other disaster. How the scams start? These disaster scams normally start with unsolicited contact. The scammer contacts the possible victim by telephone, social media, email, or in person. Scammers also use a variety of tactics to lure information out of people. Here are some tips to help people recognize a scam and avoid becoming a victim. Some thieves pretend they are from the charity. So obviously, one angle for a scammer in an event of a disaster is to form a fake charity and be collecting charity resources. So you want to make sure that you're researching any charity that you're going to be providing money to. So they do this, get money or private information from well-intended taxpayers. Bogus websites use names that's similar to legitimate charities. So you might say, hey, I've done research on this particular charity. I think they're a legitimate charity. I want to put money into this charity. But then you might get to a website that's kind of a ripoff of the actual website of the charity. It looks similar, but is not the same. They do this scam to trick people to send money or provide personal financial information. Scammers even claim to be working for or on behalf of the IRS. The thieves say they can help victims file casualty loss claims and get tax refunds. So they might, the IRS is either, you could think of them sometimes as an intimidating government agency or possibly a powerful government agency. So obviously if they can convince people that they are from the IRS either to help or to intimidate, then they could use that as an angle to basically try to get information and or money in that way as well. Disaster victims can call the IRS toll-free disaster assistance line at 866-562-5227. Phone assistors will answer questions about tax relief and disaster-related tax issues. Taxpayers who want to make donations can get information to help them on irs.gov, irs.gov, the IRS website. The tax-exempt organization search, there's a link to the tax-exempt organization search here, and it helps users find or verify qualified charities. And so it's really worth doing your research to look into the charities. If someone, oftentimes you might get something saying it's an urgent thing you need to give now or give in front of people to this particular charity, but it's worth your time. There's good charities out there, and obviously if you do the research, you can find a good charity to put your money into. And so here's a resource that can help you basically go through that process. And if anybody asks you and pressures you in front of people or groups and whatnot to put into a particular charity, I think it's a completely valid answer to say, hey, look, give me your information. I'll research it. And then if I think it's legitimate, I will send you a check at that point in time or pay you in some other way after I've taken a look at it. So donations to these charities may be tax deductible. So obviously sometimes you might get a tax deduction, although the rules for the tax deduction for charitable organizations has changed a little bit, and the rules related to itemized deductions are a little bit different than they were, a few years ago. In any case, taxpayers should always contribute by check or credit card to have a record of the tax-deductible donations. Donors should not give out personal financial information to anyone who solicits a contribution. This includes things like social security numbers or credit card and bank account numbers and passwords. So you shouldn't be given, obviously, personal information like your social security number. If you got to give your social security number to give to a charity, then the charity's not doing a very good job at being able to collect money. And if they need to take it directly from your bank account, again, the charity should be set up in such a way that you would think they can accept other forms of payments other than a direct link to the bank account or something like a gift card. They only accept gift cards. That's unusual. So in any case, more information can be found down below. National Center for Disaster Fraud, there's a link to that here. Report phishing, there's a link to that here. And disaster relief, there's a link to that here. There'll be a link to this in the description.